Hi, I'm Christian Guzman, and I approve of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to a very special episode of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast, sponsored by All In Bodybuilding. Use discount code BSB at the checkout. Me and Tom are sporting the goods. Mr. Cocksedge, he's not.
Logo free.
Yeah. He's awaiting sponsorship. But yeah, like I said, we have a very special episode tonight. We are joined with PCA overall champ, two-time PCA overall champ, MBW Classic overall champ, and most recently, INBA overall world champion, and now PNBA pro, Brad Cocksedge. Brad, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you. And thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. You're obviously a man in demand because you've won pretty much every single show in the UK this year. So yeah, we're very privileged to have you here this evening.
Nah, it's cool now. Thanks for having me, guys. No, I appreciate it.
Brad, I didn't realize this, but I was speaking to Brad at the PCA Naturals, and mate, you actually listened to the podcast, didn't you? For prep?
Yeah, of course. That's why it's kind of mad being here. To be fair, yeah. I mean, I listened to you guys during prep, so pretty mad.
So pretty much, like Josh, me and you are the only reason why Brad looks the way he looks.
Pretty much, like. If you listen to us, there's a very strong correlation between listening to the podcast and winning shows. So, you know.
That's it, man. That's it. You know what I mean? Getting us through them Stairmaster sessions for sure. So
at least you've got a proper pro card, unlike Mr. Stockton with his...
Wallpaper scraper,
UK UP.
Hey, leave it out, all right? Leave it out. Brad, you got to get a UK UP one now. That's the next one, right?
That's chapter 3, man.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, go to Tom's federation and make Tom look like an amateur. Great.
Jesus Christ. But Brad, how's things been since the last show? And is that you done for prep now?
Yes, mate. Yeah. So that's me done for this year. Just going to Worlds was kind of the goal. Doing the NBW Classic was the main show for me this season, you know.
That's mad.
And just to get to Worlds itself was awesome. PCA show was just a filler, just something I wanted just to kind of do.
Just a filler. I just did it as a filler and won the overall, the big natural show that there's ever been.
Yeah, so it just fell in the right place. So I thought, you know, perfect timing. And then went to Worlds obviously the other week. Unreal experience, and came out overall and now a pro. So yeah, mental times. Still trying to get over it, to be fair.
Yeah, I bet. Like, obviously, me and Tom can relate to you. It is quite a big thing to get your head round when you have a successful season. Obviously, like last year when you competed for the first time, or the year before?
Yeah, so it's 2022. I did the PCA first timers.
How did that go?
I got the overall as well on that.
Yeah. For them natties, go on.
As of now, I've actually never been beat in any show.
Shit.
Mad. So
it's because you do early shows in the year, mate. Everyone knows that if you want to avoid the big guns, you do May, June, July shows.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to have a summer, so that's the main idea behind that. You know what I mean? But no, for sure. So who knows what the future holds? But
I truly hope the future holds like you doing another season and competing against me and Tom. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be an experience.
It would be pretty sick.
Brad, are you aware? Obviously, you're Brad, right? But are you aware of what your actual name is?
I've heard some rumors of nicknames that have been thrown around recently.
I don't think it's a nickname, mate, because everyone calls it you.
You know, with the last name that I have, I think it's pretty well dodged. The fact that it is, what it is, you know what I mean? To be honest with you. So,
mate.
Yeah, kudos to that.
Yeah, I've got a fantastic question in my questions box for you later on. It's very funny. But yeah, Captain America. And you're like bloody Captain Natty. Never mind Captain America. It's pretty fitting, I reckon.
Yeah, it's pretty jokes. I mean, I've heard Cart Clent quite a few times. You know, because I was in the pub the weekend, and I got just some random geezer just like, "Oh, you look like fucking, Clark Kent." Shaking my hand, like, nice one, cheers.
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see Josh Croggan and Brad in a pub having a few pints.
Mate, again, this is one of the questions that I've got in my questions box. Does Brad drink?
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I love it. I love a good beer.
My drinking club is growing by the day.
Sure, man. No. I think that's one massive kind of misconception as well in the fitness industry, that you can have beers. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not like poison at the end of the day. Have a couple of beers, chill out.
Yeah.
So beer. You know what I mean?
If you use alcohol in the right way, to chill out and to have a bit of a life, it can only benefit your bodybuilding journey.
Yeah, for sure. People are too literal with like having to optimize everything to a point where, you got to live, man. You got to have a few beers. You got to socialize. You got to enjoy yourself.
You've got it. Tom, do you hear that? Start drinking more.
So if I want to run a pro card, that's it. Just, is there a minimum to like units per week, pints per week? Like, what are we saying, boys?
A PPW.
Pints per week.
I run at the minute off season. I run about a 7 PPW, I reckon, one a day.
Okay.
First thing in the morning for most optimal results.
What about you, Brad?
That's it. Wake up with the pint beside you. No, I don't know, man. I mean, not that often. Obviously, it's social events. Just kind of around social events. I'd never kind of drink at home or on my ones or anything. Just mostly just social events, man. So
that's it.
I think that's from week to week.
Yeah, that's where you two differ. Like Josh just likes to wake up and crack a pint. I think like Brad likes to go, maybe every couple of weeks out on the drinks, meet up with some friends, actual, social, whereas Josh just drinks at home on his own.
Yeah. I avoid socializing at all costs. This is as social as my life gets.
I love it. But now, Brad, give us a, obviously everyone's known you now for this year. Obviously, this is where you kind of like exploded onto the scene. But I would say no one really knows you as a person, right? And we don't just speak about just bodybuilding on here. So give us a bit of an insight in regards to kind of what your background is.
Cool.
And what you've been doing for like the last few years.
Yeah, sweet. So obviously I did my first show 2 years ago, PCA First Timers, just to kind of put my foot in the water just to see if it's something I enjoyed. And I kind of got the bug from it from there, to be honest. But I mean, obviously before then, I've been lifting weights since I was maybe 16, 17.
How old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
26.
Yeah. So started lifting, around 16, 17. And even before then, I was playing rugby at like county level. And nice. Even before then, I was doing gymnastics.
Here we go.
We've got another Mitch Jarv. That's what we got.
Yeah. We're finding out. Do you know who Mitch Jarvis is?
No, man. No, not.
He competes with the UK DFBA. He's a PNBA pro like yourself.
Okay.
But he does bodybuilding rather than men's bikini like us.
Yeah.
And Mitch is phenomenal.
Okay.
He's so good. But he used to do gymnastics, and then I think he's like a science teacher or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but his physique is wild. He's won like a PNBA pro world title.
He literally came in just like you, Brad, and cleaned up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went
something like gymnastics
background. Must be.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to go and sign up at a gymnastics school. And this is it. This is the start of getting massive arms. That's gymnastics.
Have you seen them guys that do rings? It's mental, their physiques.
Yeah. So like, was that the first? Was that the first sport that you fully got into then? Because obviously, it's clear to see you're an athlete. You come from an athletic background.
Yeah.
So how long did you actually do gymnastics for? And
it wasn't too long. It was like primary school kind of time. But that was kind of like, I guess, my first kind of sport outside of, say, PE.
Yeah.
And then started getting into rugby. with friends. We used to all play rugby. Got pretty decent at that. Competed at kind of county level. And then, started lifting weights around that time as well. And then, but, never really kind of consistently started training maybe until probably about 4.5 years ago. Was lifting at uni, but kind of 2-3 days a week between going out on a
session.
Nice.
And then lockdown hit, and I wanted to kind of consistently, hit the gym, just get kind of be more optimal with everything. And that's when 5 days a week, diet was picking up, and everything just started kind of coming together.
Cool. Where did you study?
So I studied at Hertfordshire at university. So if people don't know as well, I don't work in the fitness industry. I have nothing to do with the fitness industry. I actually work in TV and film. So I'm a visual effects artist.
Nice. Sick.
Like mostly TV commercials and promos and anything like that.
Mate, that is so cool. So, right, this is weird. So earlier when we finalised, timings and stuff for this, I was like, I know nothing about this kid. I don't know how old he is. I don't know what he does for work. So I was like guessing. And I guessed that you were like 30, which I'm obviously wrong at.
It's my hairline, mate, I tell you. A word of mouth or something about my hairline. Right.
Yeah.
I mean.
But I also guessed that you did something within TV.
Okay, cool.
You've just looked like you've got that kind of
the X factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair play, man. But so you weren't far off. You know what I mean? So I've worked on a few TV commercials in my time, and a few films as well. But mostly, TV commercials and promos. So
that's mega.
Yeah, man. So that's what I do 9-6 Monday, Friday.
And then you train after.
I love it. Yeah, exactly, man. So, my career is my career, and bodybuilding is my side hustle.
I love that.
Do you like to keep the two separate? As in, some people obviously end up making their hobby their career, but like for you, do you find like keeping it completely separate is like your escapism? It's your thing that you love to do on the side, and allows you to enjoy it more.
Of course, man. Yeah, no, you've hit it right there. To be fair, I've been tempted to, doing a bit of kind of coaching here and there on the side, but I just worry it's going to take the passion away.
Yeah,
I want to kind of keep them separate. Don't get me wrong. Like if people approach me in the gym and want to know certain things and want to know kind of a bit extra, I'm happy to kind of like, guide them in a certain way. But I never want to kind of put it fully out there to coach.
Yeah.
But again, it's something I enjoy doing. So
good, man. I like it. So on a coaching front, were you coached through any of your preps, or have you just done it off of your own back? Like what's been the sitch there?
Yeah, man. So all self-coached.
Fucking
never been coached. Posing wise, training wise, nutrition wise, all myself, man.
That's mega.
And that's also like one thing that I wanna just say, especially on this, because you're not on this podcast, is that I feel too many first timers I'll feel like they have to have a coach.
Yeah.
Obviously you guys are coaches and you're great at what you do, but I feel there's so much information out there now. I know some could be miscommunication and some bad information out there, but there's so much good information that I feel people should explore bodybuilding from their own front and really get to develop their own knowledge, understanding of their body and what works, what doesn't. Because if you're really into bodybuilding and want to compete, then you need to know these things. I feel like just kind of paying someone to dish you out certain information, you're missing such an enjoyable part of it.
The trial and error aspect of training.
And like even up to my, when I stepped on stage for the overall worlds, I was still trial and error. I was still testing out a few things. Also, the reason why I went to PCA was to test out a new peaking. because I wanted just to see, if loading higher fats and loading higher carbs tighter to the stage time was better, and it was. So that's what I went into the world as doing. So yeah, just little things like that I feel are so invaluable, that you can also bring them into your off season and just really get to know your body.
Yeah.
It's so valuable, just in life as well. Like when we get like the older age, of whatever age, and we're still competing. It's just so knowledgeable, just what your body can take, and that's why I recommend anyway.
Good man.
I love it. I mean, so I was self-coached for the first time I competed as well.
Yeah.
And again, it was literally just a case of like, again, as you said, trial and error. But the amount that I learned from that, like, and how it carried over into my next few years of training was like invaluable. And I know, Josh, you still self-coach as well, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
I treat myself like a client. So yeah, I am literally coaching myself.
Yeah, and obviously I'm definitely against people that have coaches. It's a great way to to optimize the whole process and everything. But I feel that it's so much for athletes to kind of really dive into and get to know the process, because it's a great sport, bodybuilding. Like we all love it.
Yeah.
And it's just I think watching a lot of like Ryan Terry videos as well. You know what I mean? Like he's a self-coach himself. The fact that he used to have a chef, and then he basically ditched the chef and gone back to kind of cooking all his own food and things like that. Man. You can just tell the passion behind it, and the raw kind of feelings behind bodybuilding and prep.
I think you've just nailed it there. Like with bodybuilding, the thing that takes you to the top is passion. It's not discipline. It's obviously it all plays a massive role, but passion is truly the thing that separates the good from the great. And like I would put you part of that, like that tier of great naturals that we've got at the minute. And obviously Ryan Terry's just a fucking goat. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, man. No, he is. You got to look up to that guy.
Yeah.
I've heard he's coming on soon, right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. He said when we get to 10 million subscribers, he's going to make an appearance.
Perfect. Let's get it.
I'm going to bully him into doing it. I know roughly where he lives. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Hear that, Ryan?
We'll just turn up to his gym every day and like wait until we bump into him.
Yeah.
We know.
I actually met. Have you been to his gym?
No, mate. No. So
yeah,
I'm based in East London.
Okay. East London,
yeah.
Bloody hell.
So I need to get up to the north.
You do, mate.
I need to see what all these fancy gyms are like up there. All barbers and shops and gift shops in, apparently, haven't they?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, supplement shops. We've got like, God, what is there at Ultraflex Leeds? There's like bloody Botox thing in there and all sorts. It's crazy.
Synthol, aka Synthol.
Yeah, Synthol shop. That's what it is.
Botox, yeah, Botox. But now, Brad, obviously, then that is chapter number 2. You call it chapter number 2, chapter number 3. When is chapter number 3 for you? Then, what's the plans moving forward?
Yeah, yet to be decided. Yeah,
okay.
So that's something kind of that I'm thinking of at the moment. I'm a firm believer in having a good off season, 18, 24 months, even maybe pushing even 30 months. Just to kind of get all the notes that you've had from previous shows, all the areas that you want to fix and improve. Just kind of give you that time, and obviously, I'm still 26. I've got years and years ahead, so I'm in no rush. But at the same time, obviously I need to make my pro debut within a certain period of time.
No, you don't, mate. You don't. You've got a PNBA pro card, right?
Yeah.
It's good. Get that WNBF. Come to the Worlds.
It's a potential. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see.
I would love it. I'd love it.
We'll see, man. There's still many more chapters to come, but in terms of what number 3 is, I'd like to, engage my pro card, PNBA, and see where that takes me. But yeah, like I say, I need to just work out a timeline within when I can initiate that, essentially.
Yeah. So on it is probably early days, seeing as that you have just finished prep.
Yeah.
But have you had any thoughts on changing divisions at all? Like, one of the most popular questions that I've been asked for you is, do you ever see yourself transitioning to classic or bodybuilding? Because you have got a fantastic set of legs.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a shame that they're covered up with board shorts. A little bit of a shame that you do the same division as me and Tom, and you might potentially be better than us.
No chance. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not saying that there's a no kind of area. I do love men's physique. I love the flow about it.
Yeah.
Team Handsome.
Yeah, exactly, man. I think it's a great division. It gets kind of a bit of a bad rap at times, but
yeah,
I think it's fucking cool. You know what I mean? I like the whole kind of beach body look.
Yeah,
and that's what I've always kind of strived for. So, I mean, in the future, I think I'll stick with men's physique, but we'll see how things go, man. Never,
So, listeners, no rear glute spreads anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry to kill the vibe.
might be in like 72 months, maybe we might see a rear glute spread.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a good question to ask, because obviously I feel like anyone looking in, right, would look at you and your preps and seeing you do so well, like think, oh yeah, this guy's probably like an online coach, or he's like fully in the fitness industry, yada yada yada. How have you found balancing your prep with your job? I think that's quite a relevant topic, because there's gonna be the vast majority of people that do prep are going to be like your general 9-to-5ers, people that have busy jobs. So how have you found managing that so far?
Yeah, for sure. It's like any prep. I think you're gonna get up and down, good and bad days. I'm super fortunate, to be fair, that the company I work for, super understanding, super supportive as well. They love that I have an outside passion, and they're super flexible with working as well, in terms of work from home, work from the studio. So yeah, it's kind of a blessing, to be fair, that it's been a lot easier for me than maybe some people might be.
Yeah.
Long days, like for example, I'll be
2 seconds.
Getting up at 5.
Hold that note. I'm just going to grab my charger. You carry on. 2 seconds.
So yeah, some days I'll be getting up at 5 for my cardio, getting in the gym for like 7. Yeah, get 45-minute cardio and posing. Showered, start work at 9, and then that'll run out until 6, and then I'll be back for like a weight session, which maybe doesn't end till 8. So I'm not getting home till maybe 9-ish. So yeah, they're long days, man. Some days. I mean, that's only maybe like once, twice a week, to be honest. But
yeah, mate, you've still got to make the commitment. And obviously, like when you're at the back end of a prep, nothing's the easiest thing in the world. Like, tying your shoelaces at times can be a bit of an effort. So getting up at the crack of dawn and, training in an evening, it's not easy. But again, it's very relatable to like many of the listeners that you've, and inspirational as well as relatable, that you've reached the heights that you have, given the, the lifestyle that you live. So yeah, it's mega.
Yeah, that's something I want to, make sure people know, is that, you can have the lifestyle you want and still prep. Just take your time with it. Like, this prep has been by far so much better and easier than the first prep I done. It's only 2 weeks longer, but within that kind of extra time, I just gave myself, time to maybe do like a practice peak week.
Yeah.
And just relaxed, really, man. Just took it step by step.
Yeah. So just remind me and the listeners, how long was your prep? You did 3 shows. You obviously won them all. How long was it?
Prep from first day of prep to my first show, which is the NBW Classic, was 16 weeks.
16 weeks. And how much weight did you lose in that 16 weeks? What was your off-season weight versus?
Yeah. So I never get that heavy in my off season. I've always got abs, blurry abs. Don't get me wrong, but they're still there.
They still count, mate. They still count.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. So my peak was 193 pounds, and I lost 120. Oh, I lost 26, 27 pounds.
That's pretty good.
16 weeks.
That's really good.
I think the lowest at my end of my depletion was 167.5 pounds, something like that. By the time I loaded, I was like more 170 on stage. So
yeah,
about 23 pounds from my heaviest when I was on stage weight, I guess.
Cool.
So
87.5 kilos you peaked on in your off season. That's quite. If you was to compare it to like other natural bodybuilders, that is quite light. To Tom, that's really heavy. But to most natties, you know, they're pushing like, you know, mid 90s, low 100s. But again, you know, like for the men's physique division, you don't really need to push up that high.
That's it.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
The heaviest that I've gone up to was 97.5 kilos. And I would have said there was probably 7.5 kilos of unnecessary weight. So I think you've just been smart with it, mate, which is, you know, great to see.
Yeah, of course. And it wasn't really something I wanted to drive up was my weight during off season. Just wanted to make sure, just a steady weight, you know, a weight that I could gain solid amount of muscle with, but not have to tear off any excessive fat.
Is there part of you that would want to experiment with pushing a little bit heavier on an off season, or are you happy?
I think next off season, I think I'll run similar weight wise. Because obviously, who knows really how much muscle you put in an off season?
Yeah,
I worked out roughly around about kind of 7 to 8 pounds, possibly 9 in 2 years, which is super. You know, I'm super happy with that.
Yeah, that's really good numbers out for it.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, if I run another 1.5 2 year off season and I'm pushing maybe 5, 6, you know, I'm happy days. But who really knows? But yeah, I don't think I'll drive weight too high. I think I'll kind of stick to a similar plan. I think.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I like that.
We'll see.
That for me, so my first proper off season, I pushed up to 97.5.
Yeah.
The last off season that I did prior to winning the world, I pushed up to 95, and I'm now. So I weighed 92 this morning. I'm now contemplating like holding this weight for a month and then running a bit of a mini cut to get down to like the mid 80s and just staying within that like really responsive weight, you know, zone. Interesting.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you can do it, and like I said, there's not many right or wrong ways. As long as you know the weight's got to come off, and you kind of give your time, you know, give that time for the weight to come off, then you know, it's not the end of the world by any means.
I feel like it's one of those things where, like, for someone that's like quite heavily muscled like you don't need to push that weight. And ultimately, you know, the less weight that you have, the main reason why a lot of people struggle in their prep or they don't get into condition is purely because they've just got too much fucking weight to lose. Versus if you're losing like 25 pounds, 10 kilos, whatever it is, like that's a decent amount. Like versus obviously you, Josh, as well. How much did you have to pull off in your prep?
God, 35 pounds-ish.
Yeah. So I feel like if you, Josh, for instance, maybe had like 25 pounds to lose, I feel like the end result would be better.
Yeah.
Just because it's less stress, you know, it's not as much to get off. Whereas a lot of people, like a lot of younger guys that are like listening to this, that will be, you know, working up towards their first prep because they haven't got the same amount of muscle as like you guys, for instance. They're going to be pushing that weight. Yeah. They're going to be, you know, pushing the limit of things. And then ultimately that leads them to then starting prep, having to pull off like 40 fucking pounds. And then it just makes for a very stressful prep. Like I know, because I've been there and I've done it, you know, because I'm not necessarily the most heavily muscled guy. I feel like it just highlights the importance of this is what I'm doing for my next prep as well. It's like I'm pushing weight now because again, I'm a fucking small guy. I've got to have that weight on my frame in order to be able to perform well in the gym, just because I've got small joints. I'm not like heavily built.
Yeah,
So it's
which is
like
smart.
all I'm doing is making sure that when I land my prep the next time is like I don't have like 40 pounds to pull off. I've probably more got like that 25-pound mark. So I'm big now, but I'll make sure when I start prep, I'm not so big. So that's kind of like what you've done is kind of what I want to do for my next prep as well. Just start in a much better position.
Of course, mate. Of course, yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it's a good shout. And there's no right or wrong way of doing it. Like I say, it's just being conscious of what you need, what it takes to get that weight off.
Yeah.
And I think reducing stress, full stop, in every aspect of your life helps so much. I remember like reading a study as well about how obviously how sleep affects muscle growth and fat loss, and just how correlated they are.
Yeah.
And it's mental how getting that sleep in, which is obviously reducing stress, just affect those two levels so much. It's valuable, man.
Yeah. So it's all like hormonal balance. It's not, like how people talk about, it's calories in, calories out. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it is for your average Joe Bloggs that's just wanting to get, in relatively good shape. But if you wanted to take it to an extreme, then there's a whole different kind of balance that you need to achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what bodybuilding is as well. Balancing everything and getting the result that you want. Definitely. Tom, do you have any questions for Mr. Cocksedge?
To be honest with you, my Instagram story are dead. Right, they're absolute flakes. I've got 2 questions here. Hang on, I might have more. 2 questions.
2.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all 300 people that have watched it. Probably how many people have seen your story, Josh?
800.
Oh, get in the bin. All right, cool. Anyway, well, we've already gone over this. What is the next goal for Brad? But obviously, you kind of covered that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. To be determined.
Cool.
That's it. It's keeping us on our toes.
How low did Brad's food get on prep?
Yeah, so this is quite funny, really, because quite a few people have asked me this. And the lowest calories I went on prep was 2,600. I think didn't drop below that at all.
That's not bad.
Which is mental, because I dieted the first prep. Well, I got to as low as 1,800. But yeah, this prep was 2,600.
And what did that consist of? Like what macros? Did you go high fat?
I think fat was 56, protein 220, carbs 290, something along those lines. The first half of prep was a higher fat diet, just because I know my body responds better and I can mentally and physically get through my days better with a slightly higher fat diet.
Yeah.
So my fats to start with were maybe like 80, 90 grams. And I could function so much better. The energy, I could do my job as well, as good as I could do it with a higher fat diet. And just generally hormone levels were always better with that. And then, second half, I brought them down a little bit with carbs. But like I say, never dropped below 2,600. Cardio was at the most was 45-minute Stairmaster 4 times a week.
Right. Did you track steps as well on top of that, or?
To a point. It was a bit rough, like 10,000 to 14,000. Yeah, something along them lines. As long as I kind of got my lunchtime walk in. I
love how blasé is about it.
It's something along. I'd know if I'd done enough that day. Just you know what I mean, one of them things. But
it seems like to me, mate, you've got very, very good self-awareness, both mentally and physically, and that's so fucking important when it comes to bringing the absolute most out of yourself and prep.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Again, it's just I learned from the first prep. I just over dieted. I just done too much, too quickly. And was just stressing about it all. This time, just kind of kept consistent with steps, with cardio, and just made sure that I had time just to recover and rest. between sessions, and obviously it worked as well because my weights were pretty consistent throughout the whole prep. Weights only dropped very kind of small amounts, and they were kind of only on the kind of heavier compound lifts, which they dropped maybe like 10 to kind of 20% weight wise. So
pretty standard.
Yeah.
What gym do you train at?
So when I'm in the office, I'll train at Muscleworks in Bethnal Green.
Nice.
And when I'm from home, I train in this small kind of bodybuilding gym called Titanium, which is just outside South Woodford, which is the town I live in. It's kind of between Essex and London.
Oh, cool. I was half expecting you to say the gym group because like, everything about you so far has just been crazy. Yeah. So the only thing missing is, I just do calisthenics, bro. I just do press ups and band work in my bedroom.
Yeah, I was expecting like David Lloyd, and I train like 2-3 times a week. I do Pilates, go for a little bit of a sauna or something like that. You're just really casual and look the way I do.
No, just no. Titanium's is a pretty kind of small. It's got everything you need. It's nothing fancy. So that's my go-to. It's got a good morning crowd in there every morning. And then, when I'm in the office, because I work down Brick Lane in Shoreditch,
nice.
I will train at Muscleworks in Bethnal Green.
Good environment.
Which has got everything and more you need. So, yeah.
Mega. Right, so I've had a few questions. A lot of them we've obviously answered, but if I ask 2 questions, if I ask the same question twice, I'm very sorry. What is your go-to alcoholic beverage? And that is a question from George Morton, 23. Thank you, George, for your question.
So it depends on the occasion. If we're going cocktails, though, it's definitely Negroni.
Mate, they're so strong.
Yeah, they're so good, though, man.
Josh, you made a match.
Met my match. He's exceeded me. Shandy is just perfect to me.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I love a shandy. I got Tom on the shandies the other week, and we're a bit tipsy. Weren't you, mate?
A little bit.
The old shandies. But so that'd be my go-to cocktail. I love it.
Did you pop open like champagne or anything when you won your pro card? Or?
No. Just had like a little Dutch pint, man.
Oh,
they don't even have pints out there. It's like a litre, isn't there? So it's like a half a litre.
A normal size pint, just a baby one.
So I'll go with Negroni for sure. Let's go with that.
Awesome. What was? Oh, you've kind of had 2 questions the same here. Did the thought of you winning your pro card cross your mind in advance to the Worlds? Like, was that a goal that you'd set yourself, or was that you just wanted to be at the Worlds and, getting a gauge of where you stand on like the top amateur stage?
Yeah. So it's quite funny really, because leading in prep, I was, I've never been someone to almost believe in pro cards.
Yeah.
I think they're a bit of a fad personally. I think there's too many about. I think they're just kind of been given out like sweets. So it wasn't something I was going for. I didn't even know there was ability to even win a pro card until the day before, when I was watching the other competitors, and then someone came out with a pro card. I was like, okay, you can actually win them. It would actually win them here. So, and then I was like, okay, let's go for one. Why not? And that's what came.
So it weren't like a pre-prep goal. It was literally like just a bonus on the day of they're doing pro cards.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I was there, I wanted to be world champion for sure. Don't get me wrong. The pro card was a cherry on top for sure. But then, I'm glad at the end of the day, looking back, obviously I'm glad that did come from it, because now it's given me a new path, which is cool.
Yeah. I think if you'd have won the world, like the amateur worlds, and then you'd have had to do something else to earn pro status, then it's a little bit like fucking hell. what's better than winning the world? Surely nothing. So yeah, I think it's right that you got your pro card.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you listened to last week's podcast, but we discussed that someone earned their WNBF pro card at the first timers novice show with the WNBF.
Yeah, I saw that.
Having thought about it for a week, I still stand by what I'm saying. I think a world title is well worthy of winning a pro card. You've ticked off the ultimate, amateur level within that particular federation. There's got to be a next step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think fully deserved and rightly given.
That, man. No, yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't a goal, but it kind of, I'm glad it happened for sure, and we can go.
Yeah. Will Brad be looking to go to the Natty O in the future?
Okay, pinnacle. So that's one of the reasons why getting that pro card was ideal, because now it allows me to do that, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Do you have to re-qualify, or you just qualify by right of being a PNBA pro?
No, so you do need to do at least one show leading up, unless you win what's called like a golden ticket. So I read somewhere.
Okay.
No idea.
Willy Wonka's just handing them out.
Fucking, who knows, man?
The golden
Willy Wonka somewhere.
Jesus, have you checked out the Pinnacle, the Natural Olympia? Have you seen any of the previous winners?
Yeah, I have, man. I have. It's interesting.
I'm gonna give you my unbiased opinion. You would smoke them.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. What caught me last time is that the winner wins a fucking bike. Have you seen this?
Yeah, Harley Davidson.
Mental, mate. Mental.
Imagine trying to take that on the aeroplane.
No chance. Ryanair's going to take that. But yeah, man. So possibly. I mean, it's at the moment it would be a cool goal to work for.
Yeah.
But we'll see what comes up. Like I say, it all varies on the timeline that I kind of want to compete in.
Yeah.
When to initiate this PNBA pro card.
Yeah. I think you should do it next year, mate. Just get on the stage with us. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good year, mate. Come on.
I've heard some rumors on some shows that are going to be happening next year that are pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah. So food for thought there, Brad. There's no pressure. If you want to wait a little bit longer, that's fine.
We'll see, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows, man? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Right.
You haven't even digested what's just happened anyway, mate. So just give yourself time.
Yeah. Just ignore me. I'm full of shit. Oran O'Neill 5 has asked, I'm not sure if this is a typo, best deep supplement. My poor sleep is holding me back right now. Do you have any deep supplements?
Nah, not really, man. No.
Any sleep supplements, perhaps?
Nah, none.
Rehypnol.
None, man. No, I mean, I don't take anything special. Just the standard like creatine.
You just take creatine?
Creatine and citrulline malate and beta alanine for pre-workout. That's it,
mate.
Salt. Don't take anything. No sleep supplements. No nothing else. You know what I mean?
Shit. Right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bin all my.
Yeah, Brad. Just keep that. Don't try any good supplements. Just stick to that. All right. We don't need you any better.
There's even a point in prep as well where I have this. I've this one. Well, when I grew up, when I was really young, I had quite bad eczema, and I still have a small patch on my arm which gets irritated occasionally, when it's hot. And I even got to a point where I wasn't putting this cream on during prep because I didn't know if there's anything in the cream that might come up in the doping test, man.
You got a prescription for it, bro. It's fine.
Yeah. But who knows, man? Who knows? I wasn't going to risk anything.
I've seen that wall of
shame, man. I've seen that wall of shame.
It has Clen in it.
You know what I mean?
Covering steroid cream. Literally.
Oh god.
Geez,
I love that.
But, yeah, just for sleep. just work harder, man. You need to be tired, don't you? So
Yeah.
work hard at the gym, earn that sleep.
Earn that sleep. Oren O'Neill 5, earn that sleep, softy. Earn it. Right. This is the best question that we've been asked. It's 10 out of 10. Matti Korecki, did you start going to the gym because people bullied you for your surname?
You know what? Throughout the whole of school, I had maybe like 1 or 2 people mention it. That was it.
Really?
Yeah,
dead
100%,
now.
man. 100%.
You can tell that you went to a southern school.
Yeah.
Come up north, brother.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. My parents picked a nice place to settle down for sure.
Yeah.
But no, not at all, man. Like I say, I started lifting because the guys I used to play rugby with started lifting. That's literally how it all started.
Yeah. So Matti Korecki, there's no bullying stories.
No,
Brad's had quite a nice life.
I'm quite a
And that's
boring
that.
guy, really, man. Really, in a lot of aspects.
But you know what, Brad? Most good bodybuilders are. So
Yeah,
there's
that's
nothing
it,
wrong with that. Kez has asked what your next competitive goals are. Kez is a big fan of you. I think Kez is scared of you. Do you know Kez is?
He's just asking
I met him at the NBW.
Did he come and get a photo with you?
Did he? Did he get a photo with me? Did he?
I wouldn't surprise me if Kez came up to you for an autograph or can I have your shorts?
He's in good shape though, man. Some of the shots I've seen him in recently,
Well,
we're looking forward to seeing him next year.
Yeah, or nothing.
Yeah. We've got him on soon.
Yeah, we've got him on soon. Talk about nothing.
That's all.
When you came out at the MBW show, Kez has this horrible, awful habit of saying that any natural lineup is the best natural lineup that he's ever seen. And you came out and he went, he's the best natural that I've ever seen. I was like, Kez, you've said this at the last 6 shows that we've been to.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, though? He's pretty fucking good.
I'll take it, man. I'll take that.
Take Kez's compliments.
Brilliant, man.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. Anything else to discuss? Anything of interest? Have you got a girlfriend, Brad?
I have, yeah.
Did she enjoy your prep?
Not the start, but she did towards the end, man. When she saw like the passion behind it, yeah, man, she was my number one supporter. So
yeah. They always start to enjoy it when you start winning.
That's it, man. Fucking gold diggers, bro. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Gold. Yeah, they seem like it then, man. It's amazing what a sword does to a relationship.
Yeah, it really does just like level things out, doesn't it?
It does, man. It does.
Yeah.
They've got multiple swords, mate. Multiple swords. So Brad's got multiple swords now, so there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Always works in my favour.
Yes.
I've got a question for you though.
Yeah,
right?
sure, man.
So, what do you feel now moving forward? What do you need to improve? What can you do to get better?
Abs every day, man. Yeah, they just need to be more blocky, more defined. So abs number one for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like my upper chest could be something I want to improve. And symmetry on my lats as well. My left lat is kind of needs work compared to my right.
Yeah. I think with the way men's physique posing is at the minute, you can, if you do one hand on hip rear shots, then it hides the imbalance a little bit.
Yeah.
Your abs, I agree. Your abs are great. Like the symmetrical, you balance across your obliques. It's just getting that depth in it.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. I think that's, especially at Worlds, that's what kind of put me on the back foot. Like every top 5, their abs were nailed, and mine just weren't to their standard.
Yeah. Do you know what the Worlds did? So you won your class in the amateurs, and then you won the overall for the amateurs.
Yeah.
Did you enter the pro show?
No. So that was a whole debate when I came off stage. Obviously, when you come off stage, you get ushered into the doping room.
Yeah.
You know that process took a long time. It took maybe 45 minutes.
You're kidding?
Yeah,
What for?
just because they had to go through all like the because they give you the kit and you have to do it yourself, and you have to go through all like the serial numbers and matching. And it just took a while. It was fine. It was all a good process, but it was just very thorough, which obviously I respect. And then coming from that, had to get some like studio shots, and then kind of got approached about potentially doing the pro show. But then they'd come with, the fee of what, £400.
Who wanted you to pay?
Yeah. I'd have to pay for my pro card and then enter.
Oh my god!
You have to pay for your pro card.
Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah. I disagree with that. Like being in the same show. We had this with Jack Eagles when Jack won his IFBB card.
Yeah,
they said, "Oh, you've qualified for the pro show tomorrow," and he was like, "Oh, that's amazing." And he was like, "Yeah, £600."
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, that's shit.
Which is it is what it is. But that would have been my third time on stage that day. I feel like I wouldn't have peaked for that time. My tan wouldn't have been ideal. There was a lot of things against it, man. So I'll save it for the next time.
Who won the pro show? Did you pick their name up or?
So the guy that I beat in the overall for the amateurs came second in the pro show.
Ah, right, okay.
The guy that won in the pro show looked was obviously in very good shape. People were saying that I could have had a clean sweep, but like, who knows? Who really knows? So, who knows?
You've now got the opportunity to do it again in the future.
Exactly, man. Like I say, I'm in no rush. You know what I mean? I'm still 26. I've still got time to peak.
You're still a baby.
They're all good, man. All good.
Good man.
All the best natural bodybuilders, 30s, in the 30s, density and whatnot. So
that's it.
You're only going to get better, like a fine wine, mate.
That's it, man. That's the idea. Don't pop the cork too early.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's going to go vinegary. Otherwise.
Right. I've just had a couple more questions come through. How often do you train your arms? Don't lie to us, Brad. We'll know you're lying.
So I did decrease volume for like the last maybe 12 months because I've always it's always been a strong point. So I was maybe doing twice a week. I'd always superset triceps and biceps as well.
Yeah.
Always superset them.
Fill it with blood.
That's it, man. That's it. And maybe 6 sets per session.
On each or in total?
Per session, per muscle. So 6 biceps, 6 triceps.
Cool. And then prior to that, so to get them absolutely ginormous, how often?
Yeah.
Every day?
No, never done every day. Always like twice a week. Maybe maybe more volume, maybe more like 8 to 10 per session twice a week. Right,
I'm just gonna write that down.
But like, the main thing is to get a good amount of dumbbell work in and cable work.
Yeah.
So you're working the full length, like the whole movement. Just like super slow, like incline dumbbell curls is super good.
Yeah,
super good. So you're working that lengthened position all the way up to like the peak, and then nice and slow down. And then when you completely gas out on that, then chuck the dumbbells up and do dumbbell skull crushes. Just to blast out the triceps. Such a finisher.
Mate, dumbbell skull crushers are quickly becoming my favourite tricep movement.
So good, man. And just obviously don't let the dumbbells touch as well. That's the golden rule. Yeah.
I'll remember that. Don't let them touch.
Don't let them touch, man. Yeah.
Just isolate. We need to just get together, like all 3 of us and Josh. Me and you, just notebooks, writing down.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what? We don't need to get together, mate. We need to find out the owner of Brad's gym and just buy CCTV footage over the last 2 years. We'll just sit and study that. Because Yeah, we need them arms,
Yeah,
Literally.
Mate, let's get a session in. Let's do it. I'm happy
mate.
to travel.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Like to be honest with you, I have no close friends that are into bodybuilding.
You do now, my friend.
And I've never had a training partner either. So
Oh shit.
yeah, man. Well, I have occasional like sessions with people, but like not like I never had one that's always there. So let's get a few sessions in. That'd be sick.
Yeah, mega. Right, well, 55 minutes in, I think it's been a pretty decent podcast. We've all got to learn about Brad and Brad's methods.
That's it.
Brad's really going to hit the online coaching businesses in a really big way. We maybe have to edit that bit out. Hey, Tom.
Literally.
Or we'll AI his voice to online coaching is essential for all first-time athletes.
Just change it to just it says like my coach was Tom Stockton for this entire prep and job done.
You boys are obviously very good at what you do, so you keep it up.
Thank you, mate. I'm still a bit pissed off that you beat one of my boys, Theo. But other than that, I'm really happy for you this year.
He looked great at the last weekend. What show was that? Yeah, he looks sweet. So massive improvements. I have been chatting to him a little bit, so it's nice to hear his progress.
Yeah, he's a really good lad. To be fair, right? When you both came out, you've both got very similar hairstyles.
Mm.
It's like this is and now you're both from London as well. Like it's just all these similarities.
I know, man. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought it? Right, Brad. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you for having me.
Tom, thank you for making the time to be on time.
That's all right, man. I'm here every week. Don't worry about it.
Great. Listeners, we love you lots. Brad, do you want to plug your socials if you want followers? And you might not want them.
I mean, follow me if you want. I don't really post much bodybuilding stuff, to be honest with you.
Not yet.
But that might change. That might change now. People actually want to see what I do.
I think you should. I really do think you should, mate.
Yeah. So I might occasionally post a few bits. Who knows? We'll see.
Go on. What's your Insta?
But it's brad.cocksedge on Instagram. So check me out. Why not?
Beautiful. Brad, thank you for coming. Tom,
pleasure, boys. Thank you.
I'll see you in the next podcast.
What are we doing?
Do we need to plug anything? Discount code BSB.
See you in a bit, people.